Prepare to be bedazzled because today. Prepare to be bedazzled because today. Another Left the Epic video. Prepare to be bedazzled. Prepare to be bedazzled because today another Left the Epic video is slated to commence. Today I'll be reacting to a video. Without further ado, without further delay, without further procrastination, let's allow the faulties, antics, and trivialities to commence. Here we go.
For me personally, dating is so hard because the standard that I am looking for is not easy to find.
If you feel like men never I'm gonna show you exactly.
The issue is the same. They want men, but refuse to make the first move on them. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
Can we please bring back men offering to buy you a drink at a bar? Like, as a grown man, why are you sitting here talking to me for 5-6 minutes and you have not said, like, oh, hey, what are you drinking, or sent a drink over? Like, it's common sense.
Do women in the dating market approach a man in the dating market? The show knows.
Common knowledge.
Nothing is more mortifying than the fact that I just went to the grocery store and I walked by like 2 cute guys, and both of them I tried to do the thing where I like look them dead in the eyes and I'm like looking them up and down, and
Men should always be celibate in perpetuity.
and smiling, like, I don't know, and both of them like looked like they just saw a freaking ghost and like walked even faster. Like, this is why I'm involuntarily celibate.
So just expected them to walk up to you because you looked up and down at them. Why didn't you just say something instead of staring? Of course those men walked away, and even faster at that. The eye signal thing works sometimes, but it's not a 100% guarantee you're gonna get a man to come up to you. And honestly, in this
Man in the dating market does not always know if a woman is in the dating market.
generation, men are way more cautious. They're tired of being embarrassed, rejected, or made to look creepy for simply talking to a woman. So a little eye contact isn't enough anymore. You can't send the smallest hint and expect a man to risk it all for a maybe. And this is what a lot of women don't get. If you really wanted him, you could have smiled, waved, said hi, or just made any kind of clear effort instead. You're acting shocked that he didn't read your mind. Men are not mind readers. They don't owe you the confidence to approach you when you barely gave any signal in the first place.
Guys, dating is for the birds. Where are we meeting men in 2025? I've been online dating on and off like a decade, since I was literally in college. And oh my God, it is like for every 5 terrible dates you go on, you might go on one that is okay, at best. Somebody please tell me what the answer is, because it surely cannot be swiping for the next 5 years trying to find somebody decent.
Don't add us, but men at the club nowadays want to be females.
This is especially in Atlanta.
Yeah, they DL on the high key.
And left, right, forward, it's full of men. And they're all by the bar. They're all, I can't do it anymore.
They all by the DJ. They all dancing. They all being sassy. And they pushing you and they trying to get out the way.
They're trying to get to the dance floor.
They're trying to get to the dance floor. It's a whole sausage fest out here.
It is. You have to leave that bar.
I'm scared.
Do not come to Atlanta. Maybe it's just sassy ass boys here.
Yeah, we gotta hit up Virginia Islands or something because this shit not it.
A different state. I don't know.
Hey.
I know men are also afraid of rejection in dating, but is it for the same reason women are? So I was talking with my friends about like why we like are nervous to approach men in real life, and our thought process is that like we're nervous that like the guy is gonna basically be like, you're actually the ugliest person I've ever seen in my whole entire life and you should go die. And I've heard from like some of my guy friends like that they're afraid to approach to come off as like creepy, but I'm also curious, like, are guys afraid to approach for the same concept where they're afraid if they go up to a girl, like the girl will be like, you're actually the ugliest person in the whole entire world, blah blah blah, like same thing, even though like we both genders know and everyone knows that like a normal person, if someone approached you and hit on you and you weren't interested, like you would be like polite and like turn them down and then it would kind of be over as long as no one gets creepy or anything. Versus like no one is really gonna go off and be like, hey, you're actually the ugliest person ever and you should die. But I'm just curious if men and women have like the similar fears in dating, and how can we like combat that so we can all start talking in person again? Like we are all so reliant on the dating apps, and myself included, to be so clear, and I just like would love for that to change. Not sure how, but I'm just curious if even if this starts with understanding each other better, that we're all afraid that we're gonna have like this intense reaction if we approach someone and they don't find us attractive or something like that.
Well, that has already happened to a lot of guys. When they go up to a woman, that woman shames them, calls them ugly. And the best part is when they record those men to make fun of them on social media. Of course, I'm being sarcastic. There's no best part about it at all. And
You cannot apprehend why a man could be keen and dabbling into entering the dating market. It is a cinch for a man to always be celibate in perpetuity.
in fairness, like this woman mentioned, some women have that fear, but it's something that rarely happens to them compared to their men. And that's the thing a lot of women don't want to admit. The risk is way higher for men. A man approaching can go from, "Oh, that's cute," to "You get away from me" in seconds, depending on how she feels that day. And now with cameras everywhere, one bad interaction can be blasted online and turned into a joke for millions. So, yeah, a woman might be nervous about rejection, but for men, it's a completely different ballgame. They're dealing with disrespect, public humiliation, and sometimes even accusations. That's why so many men just don't bother anymore.
Man is discontent with getting chastised.
The cost of walking up is too high, and the reward is too low.
If women like men, why do men face social shame for being single or inexperienced while women don't?
I believe that it's not only for men. A lot of women do get shamed for being single. I think it's just because it's expected that men always have a woman besides them.
But aren't women celebrated for being strong, independent boss babes who don't need a man?
Yes, they are.
So are they getting shamed for being single?
You are right. I guess they're not.
I feel like women do get shamed for that, though.
Aren't women celebrated for being strong, independent boss babes who don't need a man?
Yeah, but that's because everyone makes it seem like we do need a man.
You're the exact type of man to come up to you. This is what you have to do. A little bit of makeup, light makeup. Okay? I'm telling you this works, save this video. A little bit of makeup. Not a lot, doesn't take a lot. Cute outfit, dress, wear a dress. You don't have to. You can. Something feminine, okay? The most important thing, look around, make eye contact, and smile. Like this. Not like, don't force it, but like if someone's passing by, just smile at them so that you can see them approach, so they'd be like, oh, she's not a weirdo. I'm gonna come up to this girl because I think she's fine. I think she's very pretty and I want to see what's up, and then they come over. Happened to be today. I didn't even smile at this person. Well, I did, actually, I did smile at this person. But not so that they could come up to me. You understand? I was just being polite. And the guy came up and he asked for my number.
I would have to disagree on that point. Men don't care much for makeup. In fact, many men like their women organic. What matters is how the woman is on the inside. The thing is, many of these women who keep asking how to get men to come up to them will keep struggling because they themselves refuse to do the work. They just expect everything to...
When the show would, a woman wear makeup.
to magically fall into their lap because they think their presence alone is enough. They've been told their whole lives, just show up, the right man will come, and now they realize
Makeup and hands. A woman's perceived. Facial appearance. The show knows.
that doesn't work anymore, and this is the problem.
A person can potentially make inroads towards enhancing his facial appearance by implementing those optimization measures.
Instead of improving their attitude, communication, or approachability, they double down on entitlement. They act like doing the bare minimum makes them special, like a man should feel lucky just to be acknowledged by them.
There are disparate factors that can influence a person's aesthetical appearance.
Meanwhile, men are out here wanting someone feminine, cooperative, supportive, not someone with a princess complex.
One of the biggest complaints that many successful women have when dating is that many men are intimidated by their success. If you feel that men are intimidated by your success, you are simply dating the wrong type of men. A well-accomplished man, an educated man, who is somewhat like you, educated, accomplished, well-spoken, well-traveled, that man is not intimidated by your success. He welcomes your success because he sees you more as a partner in life. So what you should be doing is making sure that you are surrounding yourself with the type of men that you truly desire and the men that you truly deserve. If you want him to make a certain amount of money, have a certain type of career, be in certain spaces, you need to be in those places where they are. That might be a certain city, that may be where they travel, might be where they vacation, might be where they work, might be where they hang out. But you have to put yourself in those spaces in order to attract the type of men that you truly deserve.
A successful man that actually is in his masculine energy, that has his shit together, that knows what he wants in life, will not be intimidated by a successful woman. If it triggers you that her business is more successful than yours, well, you have a big problem because you're not a man, you're a boy, and I hate to say that, and I don't care who I'm pissing off with this. She's not competing with you. She is not competing with you. She's playing her own game, and she would love nothing more than to come home and for you to actually hold the space for her to drop in her feminine. If you have a woman by her side who did the inner work, who shows up for herself, who has her life together, who doesn't need a savior, she just doesn't bring you peace, she is gonna help you to get to the next level. So if a man tells me, oh, I just wanna have peace, no, you want somebody by your side that agrees with everything.
Everyone needs Lord Jesus Christ.
because you're not actually willing to do the work to get to the next level, because otherwise you would love a woman that supports you on that journey.
I really wonder what tells these women that men are intimidated by their success, because it's foolish. She made the point that these women want to come home and be in their feminine, but in most cases that doesn't seem to be the case. Those women actually treat their homes like they're at work, and that's the crazy part. They don't even realize it. They bring that same combative control.
As a woman in the dating market, eager to find a potential partner in the dating market, with the prospect of her becoming a married woman.
I'm the boss energy into the relationship and expect a man to just deal with it. Then they turn around and wonder why the man isn't stepping up, or why he's checked out emotionally. Men aren't intimidated by success. They're turned off by the attitude. It's not the job title, it's the behavior. If you come home acting like a supervisor...
Is it more cumbersome for a woman in the dating market to attain financial stability and financial security, independent future? The show knows.
Instead of a partner, barking orders, micromanaging everything, and talking to your man like he's one of your employees, of course he's going to pull away.
Like the rest of the internet, I am like invested in the Brianna Chicken Fry Zach Bryan breakup, and I just want to say it has really solidified my theory that most men are intimidated by successful women. It made me feel so like sad for her that Zach Bryan offered her double what Barstool was offering for her contract renewal so she would stop working. Like, I just feel like we're going backwards. I mean, don't even get me started about the election, but like, why can people still not wrap their head around the fact that like, we can like, be just as successful as a man, and why are men so intimidated by it? Like,
I cannot apprehend why a man would be amenable to dabbling into entering the dating market. How many men are enticed to dabble into entering the dating market?
that's not sexy to me. I don't want a man that like gets his feelings hurt anytime I have something good going on in my life. I want someone that's gonna be front row at my book tour. I want someone that's gonna read my fucking romance novels. Like, that is attractive to me, and that's the kind of person that I want to be with for the rest of my life. I feel so sorry for people that don't have that, because I'd rather be alone for the rest of my life than be with a man that tries to dim my light. And I hope that Brianna coming forward and telling her story, if you're in that kind of relationship, is eye-opening and helps you maybe realize your worth.
Men should always embrace celibacy.
And walk away, because no man is worth that, I can promise you.
This is why you're not getting asked out on a date. I'm gonna tell you guys this. I know that's hard to hear, girls, but the reality is that you can attract so many men literally by doing nothing. And this is how you do it. It's all with your eyes, and it's all with a smile. And I'm sorry, but it's gonna be uncomfortable, but you need to make eye contact with the guy that you are interested in for 5 seconds and smile. And you're gonna feel stupid, but you're literally gonna smile, make eye contact for 5 seconds. He will come over like a trained, good little man and he will feel the permission to talk to you. If you don't give him that green card, don't expect him to come into a red zone. Females are a red zone. They're looked at as a red zone unless given the opportunity to be a green zone. This will work almost every single time. Unless he has a girlfriend, I promise you it's gonna work. Please try. It's great.
If you pay attention to these women, they all...
For a woman in the dating market, make scant eye contact with a man in the dating market. And I presume that it will not culminate in him approaching the woman in the dating market who made scant eye contact with him.
pretty much give the same advice. Make eye contact, fix your hair, look at him, blah, blah, blah. They all say the same thing, but not one of them talks about actually working on themselves. Not one of them mentions being kind, approachable, or feminine in their attitude. They focus on surface-level tricks instead of the deeper qualities men actually care about. It's always about manipulating the moment, not becoming a better person. They'll tell you how to position your body, how to adjust your voice, how to signal interest. But they won't say a word about character, humility, or how you treat a man once he actually does approach you. And if you paid attention, she was about to say, he will come over to you like a good little dog. But then she changed her word, because she knew how disrespectful it sounded. That slip-up showed exactly how a lot of these women really view men, not as human beings with feelings, boundaries, or pride, but as obedient little creatures who are supposed to respond on command.
Hey men, come here. This one's for you. Well, not all of you. This is for the really good men who may be intimidated by successful women. My advice, don't be. I guarantee you we do not think that we're better than you or that you're not worthy of us.
Why would a man want to be subservient to a woman?
Or any weird thing that you might be thinking. In fact, if we choose you, it's because we see something in you that's very rare and very unique, and it's something we can't get anywhere else. Now, I've dated men who have made $30,000 a year to $30 million a year. Doesn't matter to me, because that's not what I need. I don't need a provider. I need a protector. And I know a lot of you think, oh, okay, she's successful and independent, she's going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. Not true. I know for me and my friends, I am an alpha all the time at work. I have to be. I have to be to get to where I was and have gotten to be. But that's not what I want to be in my personal life. In my personal life, I need a man who's going to be strong enough to lead me, so I can be submissive and I can be in my feminine energy. I just want to be a girl. And I am lucky enough, and my friends are lucky enough. We have everything we want. I have such a blessed life that, again, anything I want, I can have, except my person. That's the hardest thing in the world to find. So, why am I bringing this to you? A lot of you saw my ghost story. It got like almost 8,000 views. And one of those people happened to be the guy that I came out of my 9-year dating hiatus for. Also the first man to ever ghost me. And he was outraged that Casper treated me like this. First of all, the audacity. Sir, you did the same thing. And he said it was different because he realized that he was not good enough for me and that he knew he was going to eventually let me down. We're not even going to talk about how ghosting someone is the ultimate letdown, whatever. But it's very frustrating and a little heartbreaking because it's not for him to decide what is too good for me or not enough, or too good, not enough for me, I guess. And he's not the first one. I've had several exes tell me the same thing. My friends have had several exes say the same thing to them too. Listen, all I need is somebody who's going to protect my heart, who is a good, authentic man, who will be a goofball with me, and will treat me the way I treat him. That's it. It's simple. I don't care what your bank account says. I don't care what your title says. It doesn't matter. So next time you have the opportunity to be with a successful, independent woman, don't let that doubt creep in, because we don't care. We know what we're getting into. 100%. We didn't get to where we were for being naive. All right? And if we choose you, enjoy the ride, because I guarantee you, we'll burn the world down for you. Bye.
I realize this woman is trying to give good advice, but the truth is, many of these successful women actually do think they're better than their man. And when that happens, their level of respect drop. They start talking to him differently, correcting him over every little thing.
Why would a man want to be submissive to a woman?
Acting like he's beneath them because he doesn't make the same amount of money or doesn't have the same career title. It becomes this subtle superiority complex. The tone changes, the patience disappears, and suddenly every disagreement turns into her reminding him who she thinks is above the other. And the crazy part is, most men don't care about competing with their woman. Men aren't trying to outshine her or battle for status. All men want is respect, appreciation, and peace at home. But once a woman starts believing she's the prize simply because she's successful, that respect slowly fades.
Presume that it is cumbersome for a man in the dating market to find a potential partner. In the dating market. Or that you're enthralled or beguiled, captivated, mesmerized, for and fascinated, that you're entrenched in the unalloyed epicness. Holy shit. It's going to take ample time to try to find another video to watch. How long will it take to peruse through the chasms of YouTube where the show knows the future is? Big Dick Mannequin scared the up a number of times.
You know what the funniest thing about so many men is nowadays?
Just him?
Mad at me.
Options and treats him like one of them. Women only value attention.
He has. You know what the funniest thing?
Fuck. As these videos vapid vacuum so pallid, the show knows hopefully they're not characterized by unilluminous and mediocrity. Prepare to be bedazzled, because today, another Netflix video slated to commence. Today, I'll be reacting to a video without further ado, without further delay, without further procrastination. There's a lot of frivolities, antics, trivialities to commence. Here we go. Prepare to be bedazzled. Prepare to be bedazzled, because today, another Netflix video. This introduction will be characterized by resounding impeccability. A beat humdrum and acne and cliche and trite, who the show knows. Prepare to be bedazzled because today another nifty video is slated to commence. Today I'm reacting to a video without further ado, without further delay, without further procrastination. Let's allow the frivolities, antics, and trivialities to commence.
About so many men is nowadays, so many men are no longer scared of being single. They're now scared of being in a soul-sucking, detrimental relationship that's only going to waste their time.
Men should always be celibate in perpetuity. Men should always embrace celibacy in perpetuity.
And waste their energy, waste their effort, and waste their money. They would rather be single than be in a bad relationship. So it's not that men are complaining because they're single. Men are complaining because they've just seen everything as such a waste of time for them lately.
Men didn't give up on love. They just stopped volunteering for punishment. Being single is free. Being with the wrong woman bankrupts your entire life.
Men who do this are highly attractive to women. What qualities truly make a man sexy and attractive? The answer may surprise you, and no, it's not being 6 feet, having raging abs, or being super rich, so bear with me. I've asked various women what they truly look for, and they've all said something that really surprised me, and it's not being athletic, tall, or rich. One trait that seems to have the potential to trump all the other qualities I just listed is your masculinity. Women often say, I fell for him because he makes me feel like a woman. So when you're able to embrace your healthy masculine identity, that's when a woman can truly feel like a woman around you.
Too many women turn affection into a transaction. For a lot of men, peace costs less than dating.
You know, I see why men are staying single.
I presume that a man can enhance his aesthetic appearance by implementing health optimization measures.
Because look around. We have women out here bragging about not cooking, not cleaning, not taking care of their home, not being soft, and not being supportive. And then expecting a man to show up as a provider, leader, planner, protector, and lover, while giving him absolutely nothing in return. And yes, I will be the one to say it. A home needs a woman who actually enjoys being a woman. A woman who takes pride in making her home feel warm and peaceful. A woman who loves her man in the same way that she wants to be loved. That is not oppression, that is care. Men are tired of being treated like a walking wallet, tired of disrespect, tired of begging for affection and a little peace. So, they are choosing to stay single, not because they hate women, but because they are looking for a woman that values her role just as much as his. And honestly, I don't blame them, because relationships only work when both people show up and give.
Women keep demanding more while offering less. Men finally saw the imbalance and walked away.
Men don't go after women anymore nowadays, and part of the reason is that it's just become so hard because we women have become so demanding. Not that long ago, a marriage was seen as an economical agreement, and the husband was expected to provide for his family and to protect his family. But in those days, we women were still financially dependent on men. But now that we make our own money, we don't just want a husband to be a provider or to protect us, but we want a husband who can really understand us, who can feel us emotionally, and who can can help in the household, and wait a minute, who can also be a very good father to our kids. But it's not just because we're financially independent that we have these expectations. It's also that society, the way it's set up, has changed completely. We used to live in a society in which we had a whole support system around us. We would have barbecues with the neighbor on the corner every Sunday. We would drink coffees with our neighbor every morning.
I cannot apprehend why a certain man is keen and dabbling into entering the dating market.
And we would discuss our problems. But nowadays, because we also work, we live way more isolated. And
How many men are recalcitrant by the prospect of entering the dating market who the show knows?
time we have off, we spend more and more with this one person who's our husband. And what that looks like in reality is that we sit on the sofa at night and we watch TV together. We look at rom-coms in which the man goes through hell and back to win a woman's heart. So besides the fact that practically seen we expect more from our men, our brains are also fed with all these fantasies about how relationships should and could be. And men have stopped to go after women because they freak out with the thought that they have to deliver all these things that women expect nowadays.
Women keep raising the price, but lowering their own value. They want a man who provides, protects, listens, cleans, parents, heals, and entertains, all while offering nothing but demands.
63% of men under 30 are single, and more than half of them aren't even trying to date. Why do you think that is? What do you think the root cause of that is?
And I feel like a lot of younger men that are single, that aren't even trying, they don't want to dedicate the time. They want to build their business. They want to make it to the gym. They want to travel. They want to do it. And you know what? Finding a real relationship is work. It's not that they can't get dates. It's that they can't get the right ones.
Men rather build their bodies, their money, and their future than babysit someone's emotions. It's not a lack of dates. It's a lack of women worth dating.
Why would a guy drive himself to the local...
It can be highly time depleting. For a man to find a potential partner in the dating market. At least that's my arbitrary assumption.
club, the bar, whatever, and, you know, spend money on a woman who may or may not even want to get with him or give him the time of the day, get rejected, when you can just get home and have, you know, a perfect automatic girlfriend.
That's actually a very good point. They don't want to court you. They don't want to hunt. The hunt has, like, gotten taken out of it.
But literally, Lauren, the food is feminizing the men to such an extreme that, yes, the soy boy. Have you ever heard that term when people are like the soy boys?
Have you not?
It's real.
You have to hear what I said to Patty Stanger. I said the reason that men aren't chasing women is the soy milk. And
literally,
people got mad at me, and I'm like, if you're having soy all day long.
Yeah, but guys, there's also a factor that you're not. Yes, all of that, I agree with all of it. But there's also a factor you're not thinking about, which is when I was dating when I was younger, before Lauren, I had to go out in public, and I would. And this guy knows we would have to go out in public, and you'd be lucky if two girls took interest. It was like, oh, it's unbelievable. But it was like, if one, two, then you'd have to spend time courting this one person because it's like, that's really, you don't have that many options.
Yeah.
Now you have this thing, and you can go like this all day long and swipe and get 30-something yeses, right? And then it's like, okay, if I'm just playing a game of odds, do I want to wait 6 months for this one, or do I want to just wait a week or a day
You
for
guys
this
are
one?
lazy.
No, but it's women and
you're
men.
drinking too much soy.
It's women and men. They feel they have endless options, and so they don't put in the time to really develop a real relationship.
Why would a man fight for someone who thinks she has endless options and treats him like one of them? Women only value attention, not the man giving it.
I think a lot of men are
I wonder how many billions of people are in the dating market in 2025.
looking at women, and they're very liberal. They're overweight. They have a very high estimation of themselves. I think that people call it hoflation. They're,
Hoflation?
Yes, they're their sense of their own looks and sexual value is very inflated. And so a lot of people are looking at these like frumpy, obnoxious, loudmouth, liberal women who are also very promiscuous and saying this is not actually appealing at all.
Men aren't rejecting women. They're rejecting the version women have turned into. Delusional women demanding premium treatment while offering bargain bin value.
Do you know why dating is unfair for men and not for women? Because men have to earn love. Women don't. Women can just show up and there will always be someone to love them. But a man, he has to be confident, he has to have money, he has to have status, he has to work on himself, he has to whatever, because a man who is fat, who has no money, who has no status, who has no self-control, will not be loved by anyone except maybe his parents, but that's it. No one else will care about him. So women out there saying that dating is harder for women, where? It is so not harder for women. The worst kind of woman will find love, but a man has to be exceptional in so many ways in order to just have one person care about him.
Women demand everything, but offer nothing back. Then they cry when men walk away. It's not complicated. Men stopped signing contracts they don't benefit from.
Why guys don't want a relationship? Stay for the whole video, you'll actually learn something. Let's say I'm a cashier at a clothing store. You walk into that clothing store and you see the most amazing, beautiful dress on the clothing rack. You try on the dress fits you perfectly, you look amazing in it, and then you realize it's $2,000. Okay, no problem, you got $2,000, you're a richie, you're a baddie, okay. So you go to the front desk and you see the cashier, which is me, and you say, okay, I'm ready to pay for this dress, I want this dress, I gotta have this dress. I tell you, you've got two options to get the dress. You can either pay full price plus tax for the dress, so $2,000 plus tax for the dress, or you can walk out of that store with the dress in your hand for free, and I won't do anything, I won't chase you down, you can just get it for free. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna walk out of that store as fast as you can with the dress in your hand for free and not pay anything. Why? Because I offered you the option of taking the dress for free without doing anything. The same way, if you're going to give me what I want as a man, which is the squirtle in between your legs, then why would I be motivated or inspired to do anything or be anyone for you? Nothing changes for me. I still get access to the same squirtle. It's just that one version requires my commitment, my effort, my focus, my time, and my energy, and the other version requires nothing from me except a little bit of validation.
Why would a man want to be subservient to a woman?
And attention every now and again that I can give whenever I'm free. Why would you pay for a dress when someone is willing to give it to you for free?
Men just stopped volunteering to be drained by women who offer intimacy for free and expect commitment as a bonus. If the product is handed out at the door, don't be shocked when nobody's lining up to pay full price.
Remove sex from a relationship and 90% of women have nothing to offer. Remove money and 90% of women will disappear. Honestly, he nailed it. Women today are useless. Right?
Always have infinite faith in Lord Jesus Christ.
Through materialistic and draining your wallet. You'd be better off flying to Thailand and becoming a passport bro because Western women, not worth it. Got your attention? Exactly. I am so tired of seeing posts like this that are strategically phrased to incite anger amongst all of you. I've watched my male following go from excited and eager about dating to completely turned off by it, thanks to the toxic, addicted mindset that all women suck. Look, I get it. Some women suck. And I hear your frustrations about the norms we are trying to reverse. But I also know that there are amazing women who want masculine men and share your values. Posts like this are meant to fuel your rage and keep you hooked on an endless dopamine hit of validating your self-pity. I know the game, and if I wanted to, I could grow my following in a heartbeat by playing into it, but I'm not going to. I've watched my following shrink over the past year because I refuse to feed you hopelessness. This response couldn't have said it any better.
Women keep asking what men offer, while bringing nothing but demands and delusion. Men walk away because freedom feels better than the headache.
The difference is with men, is we're supposed to be the leaders. We gotta put you guys in your fucking place. Because women don't know how to behave, you guys are out of control. Honestly, and that's a big reason actually, that I went to my topic. Women aren't getting approached anymore. And you guys wonder why? Because you guys are fucking rude. And women don't respect men anymore. That's what it really is. That's why so many guys don't go up to y'all no more, because like, damn, she's probably gonna fucking talk shit to me. Or damn, she's gonna reject me rude there. Damn, she's gonna say, get out of my face or some shit like that. Like, the real question is, are women worthy of approaching anymore? I would argue most of you guys aren't.
Also, let's say they get past the first initial introduction, and they meet you, and you're rude to them, they'll smash you. They'll leave.
People should demonstrate unrequited kindness. To one another.
Keep right away.
And women wonder why all of you guys are overwhelmingly fucking single. You guys don't know how to behave.
Yeah, they're gonna leave for sure.
Why chase someone who treats interest like an insult? Guys would rather walk away than play that game.
Let's start calling out men for the conversations that they're not having with women. You know when men be like, oh, women is always like, and women is like, name them. Name the women that you're talking to. Because a lot of y'all are getting your general information from the internet, and that is not real. Okay? So from now on, when y'all are having conversations with men, and they want to start talking about general, no, but I'll talk to women, and women say, name them! Name them!
There's no need for people to overshout. People should abstain, desist, and refrain from being boisterous. People should forego being rowdy. People should be calm.
86% of women want a man to make the first move. 76% of men are terrified of making the first move. So what that means is guys know if they don't make the first move, nothing's going to happen. But that if they do make the first move, they're going to maybe be seen as creepy and they're terrified of being Me Too'd. Women know that they want a man to make the first move, but if they, like, they only 14% of them are actually going to go out and do it on their behalf. So women cultivating receptiveness, I think, is a good way to do this.
Men don't approach because the rules keep changing. Women cry about the silence, but they create fear.
So I saw a study that almost half of men aged 18 to 25 have never approached a woman in person. And let me tell you, that was literally the most disheartening statistic as someone who's in that age group and who just deleted all her dating apps because she wants to meet someone in real life. I really do not want to hear any more shit about a male loneliness epidemic when half of men my age aren't even attempting to talk to a woman in real life. I completely understand the fear of rejection and everything. It's hard out here to just go up and talk to someone you don't even know. But I feel our dependence on online stuff, dating apps, Instagram, whatever, has kind of made it so that no one talks to anyone anymore in real life. Because why risk rejection in person when the most you could do is I don't know, slide into their Instagram DMs, and then if they say no, that's it. You don't have to see them again, you know? You don't have to face that rejection in real life. Also, though, that people are going to say, it's 2023, why didn't the woman just approach a man? That is completely fine. I have done that before. I have been the one in my past 2 relationships to, pursue, I guess, the man first. But sometimes a girl just wants to be asked out, you know? If you're looking cute, you want someone to be like, hey, I think you're really pretty. Can I get your number or something? So
Nor would a man take heed of the prospect of dabbling into entering the dating market.
I don't know. I guess this is a message for guys. If you're watching this, don't feel super afraid to ask a woman out or say something. It doesn't have to be anything big. You just say, I think you're really pretty. Can I have your number? If she says no, respectfully move on.
The man in the dating market trepidatious about the prospect of approaching a woman in the dating market with the show nose.
Fear of rejection that people have is really deterring them from ever saying anything to anybody now, especially because it's so easy to be like, oh, I could just look them up on Instagram later and say something.
How many men in the dating market have the temerity to audaciously approach a woman in the dating market with the show nose?
or like their story, which doesn't mean anything. So yeah, I guess this is your sign to talk to somebody today. If you think they're cute, just say something.
Men aren't talking to women because women turned a simple hi into a threat. Now you're crying about the silence you created.
Women need to start making the first move. If anyone wants to be in a relationship, that's absolutely what has to happen. It just has to happen. Guys in the comments, back me up on this. We have told men for years that their masculinity is toxic. Some men, as they got interested in dating, that's literally all they know.
I wonder how frequently a woman in the dating market approaches a man in the dating market. Is it an enigma? Who the show knows? Are women in the dating market reticent about the prospect of approaching a man in the dating market? Who the show knows? I'm not too acclimated with the dating market dynamics. Are they immutable? Who the show knows? I thought you went through Robert Astor were captivated. That's why it's me sort of fascinated. I hope that you're entrenched in the unalloyed epicness.
is to stay away from women, is to not bother them. Search into this, but I did see that 86% of women who make the first move end up married. So, I mean, come on, that's pretty good. I mean, I don't even care if that's not even a true statistic. Hell, let's run with that. But guys, back me up in the comments. Say, yeah, you would love that. Or women say, yeah, I made the first move and I'm now engaged, married, whatever. I'm telling you, that's just the way it's got to be. You don't have to like it. Or, I mean, I'm sure guys didn't like when they were being called, when their masculinity, when their whole being was called toxic. They didn't like that. So start making the first move. And again, you don't have to like it. You don't have to like having to make the first move. You could still have a traditional relationship after that. This is just getting you in a damn relationship. And as far as, you know, not liking things, I do things every day that I don't like to do, but it makes me a better person, gets me to my goals. So these are just facts, okay? Women, make the first move.
Men stopped approaching because women turned it into a trap. Now you're shocked that the men you pushed away don't come back.
Thanks for watching, brothers. Remember, stay focused, stay free, and keep walking your own path. If you found value,
Gogeta defeated the only one capable of defeating Zeno, Hatsu. After all, he possesses absolute control over all space-time, which is beyond Zeno's power of annihilation. For the first time in the history of the universe, we saw Gogeta in trouble. He defeated Hatsu, but only just. After defeating Hatsu, Gogeta decides to go to Zeno's palace to inform the Omni King and Daishinkan about everything that happened. He presses the button and goes to him. Once there, he is greeted by the great priest who recognizes that this is the fusion of Goku and Vegeta, and allows them to pass. However, Zeno's guards do not recognize that warrior and prevent him from getting close to the Omni King, defeating him with a single blow. For the first time, we see the power of the guards, superior to that of Gogeta. Daishinkan reprimands the guards, saying that those were Goku and Vegeta, and uses his ability to rewind time to fix what the guards did. Do you want a sequel? Gogeta defeated the only one capable of defeating Zeno, Hatsu. After all, he possesses absolute control over all space-time, which is beyond Zeno's power of annihilation. For the first time in the history of the universe, we saw Gogeta in trouble. He defeated Hatsu, but only just. After defeating Hatsu, Gogeta decides to go to Zeno's palace to inform the Omni King and Daishinkan about everything that happened. He presses the button and goes to him. Once there, he is greeted by the great priest who recognizes that this is the fusion of Goku and Vegeta, and allows them to pass. However, Zeno's guards do not recognize that warrior and prevent him from getting close to the Omni King, defeating him with a single blow. For the first time, we see the power of the guards, superior to that of Gogeta. Daishinkan reprimands the guards, saying that those were Goku and Vegeta, and uses his ability to rewind time to fix what the guards did. Do you want a sequel? Gogeta defeated the only one capable of defeating Zeno, Hatsu. After all, he possesses absolute control over all space-time, which is beyond Zeno's power.